We last finished off with me packing for a glaze firing, and now it's cooled down to ready for me to unpack, and they all turned out really well. This is the new batch of glaze that I made. Some of them came out a little bit more orangey, like I think maybe it could have been thicker. It's a crow going by, squawking. I think it could have been a little bit thicker on the platters, but overall I'm pretty happy. But yeah, like this one here, you can see it's still really beautiful. You can see there, let's see if you can see it. Still a beautiful platter. And you can see the patterns. It just wasn't quite thick enough through here, so that orange really popped out a bit more. But you can actually see the pattern. I actually don't mind it. I'll sort through them, but all the rest looks pretty cute. Someone made like a little spoon to go with their little dip bowl. That's cute. Some people just get very creative. A lady she made like a little dog. I think she made it for her daughter or something. Pretty cute. She had some leftover clay, so she just did it. And I love the dip bowls that they've made. And the glaze on them is really thick, like so. They're really nice, and there's a pattern. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pattern in that one. I'll get this unpacked, and then I have to reload it again with another glaze firing. Yesterday I was in here doing some filming of my Christmas ideas, so I might show you some of what I've made. I made some gingerbread houses and I made some Christmas ornaments, but I'll show you some of my ornaments. I don't know if I'll do them as a workshop just because they are a bit fiddly, a lot of cutting. Yeah, and I don't think you could do as many as you want in the time that we have. I don't know, I'll have to see, but I think they're pretty cute. They're just greenware at the moment, so I only made them yesterday. But a hole through. I did a little video on them of how to make them, but I won't share them for a while. Oh, here's my package. Oh, Hux. All good, nothing important. It wasn't for my studio, it was for the house. And then I made some, let's see if I can get this. Some gingerbread houses with my new rolling pins. So they don't have to be, you know, just appropriate for Christmas. You can have them out all year round. So I did this one with my new pattern. Oh, I don't want to drop it. Again, I only made it yesterday, and I'll do a little video again in a couple of months' time when it gets closer to Christmas on how to make one. But I think these are achievable for my workshops because I bought some like cookie cutter templates for your gingerbread house. Roll out some clay, cut into them, and then pretty much just assemble it all together. There wasn't any slicing or putting it together. It was really easy. So I think that's achievable. The only thing is that the clay isn't drying quick enough because you want obviously this to be quite, you know, stiff to assemble it together. You don't want your clay wobbling and it'll be all warped when it dries. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about. Winter, because they don't dry as quick. Summer's quite good. So I'm going to have to try to think of some ways to work around that. I could take some fans with me to kind of dry them out. Yeah, I don't know if you have any ideas, because say if it's a 2-hour workshop and they cut it all up and then they sit there and wait for it to dry. So because with other things I make small things, but I feel like because this is all straight and it has to be quite sturdy, and putting the roof on, you don't want it to bend and everything, it might be a little bit more trickier. So I'm going to try to figure out some ideas of how to figure that out. So that was one of them. And then I really like this one, the pattern of the new rollers that I got. This one's quite nice. It's got like flowers and leaves and stuff on it. And again, You can leave that out all year round. Doesn't just have to be a Christmas thing. I think they're quite cute. They were fun to make. Platters. No cracks. Got to be happy with that. That happens because it dried. Anyway, I love the shape of that. Kind of like a leaf kind of shape. I love the pattern on it, and I love how the at the top here, it's like come through that like speckly. That one there, it's quite nice. I like the shape of that as well. It's kind of like a leaf as well. You can see the crack, but you can still use it because it's still quite flat. But I think they're quite nice. I like them. Another one with like the two little lips on the side. Yeah. Says, I don't know if you can see it, bits and bobs. There's a nice little pattern side. Very cute. Little love heart dip bowl. All right, let's finish unloading that and then get another load on. Well, I've unpacked all that and now I'm going to glaze these mugs and get them fired today. I don't think they're all going to fit, unfortunately. I hate that. Try to squeeze in as much as I can. I didn't quite fit it all in. I've got 4 platters there that I've just glazed that didn't fit in. I kind of just spread it out a bit more. I mean, I do have some room there, but I've still got some other platters, so I want to kind of spread it out so the next firing isn't as empty, which is sometimes a good thing to do. So I'll put this on and then get that going, and then I'm going to make some more Christmas stuff, I think I will. Just going to move some mugs up here to spread them out a bit more. Let's get that on. Another firing. I think my kiln is due for a service. It's getting a bit slower firing. It's taking around about 12 hours. Yeah, I think it's due for a service very, very soon. It will tell me, hopefully after this firing, and it actually goes up to temperature. See how we go. I've never done so many glaze firings in a week. I've only done 2, but still, because I've been sick, I'm trying to be catching up on my work, and I usually do a glaze firing, then a bisque firing, then a glaze firing. So I usually do 2 in a week, but 2 glaze firings. So I've got two kiln loads of work that I can show you. I haven't opened it yet. It's been cooling down. I think it's ready to unpack, so I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, this looks promising. So we've got a whole bunch of mugs and a couple of platters. Oh yes, still nice and toasty warm, but still I can touch them, so I can unpack them. Ooh, some mugs. Ah, cute. Did they run a little? Maybe you touched all the way down the bottom. Only a little. Oh, cute. Look at them. Good handles. They survived with my Wonder White glaze. Oh, awesome. All right, let's keep unpacking. Same pattern on those ones. So we've got this little travel mug here with the little lip piece. Very popular pattern. Oh, that's cute. It says, "Hello Wildflower." There's heaps of flowers around it. Again, no handle. So it can either be a mug or like a little planter. Mug. Someone had to go up making their own handle. They did a pretty good job, very solid. I think there was a guy in my workshop. He's like, "Can I do a handle?" I'm like, "Sure, go for it." The speckles, the grog in the raku just pops out more, especially with that glaze on top. I don't know if that shows you, but yeah, that's really nice. There's some dragonflies on that one. I don't know if you can see it. I've got like a little dragonfly stamp. Nice. Very popular little design at the moment. People kind of put their crackers standing up and dips, and yeah, very popular design. With those platters, they're very similar. That's cool. Look at that, how the pattern has popped. It's really come out. Oh, not doing a very good job. Hang on, let's see, focus. Look at that. That's nice. Another handmade handle. No handle. It's got like a mouth in the middle of it. I thought that was very, very creative. No splits, no holes, no cracks. That's great. And they didn't warp too much. That's the thing with slab built mugs. They tend to warp compared to if you do them on a wheel. But again, they're handmade and I actually don't mind the warp. Makes it look organic, real, realistic. Probably won't do another firing again for a while until everything's dry. I could put my platters in with some of my, I could make some more pyramids instead of wasting all that room in the kiln. So I think that might be the plan. Get those 4 platters in and then do some of my pyramids and then let all the other things dry in a week. I'm going to do some more making of some Christmas trees, some more different designs that I want to test out. And then I might put a little vote up of what people want to make in my workshop, because I won't be able to make all the different Christmas trees. Then I can get have an option of 1 or 2. And then I'll start looking at booking workshops starting in September, so they're all ready and dry and fired for Christmas time. Look at all these beautiful handmade mugs. Beautiful. All right, let's load another glaze firing. I've still got some platters to fire, and now I'm going to put my pyramids. I've just glazed them, and now I'm giving them a bit of a clean so they don't get stuck on your kiln. Didn't want to waste the firing with just 4 platters, so might as well put some other stuff in there. And then I'm going to have to do a bisque firing in a couple of days to catch up on some more work. So I might put some of my work in the sun to dry, or I might actually sit them on top of my kiln to dry. I only do that every now and then on top of the kiln. It's a risk I'm willing to take. I put them on there while it's going up to temperature. Don't ever put your work on there when it's up already to high temperature. You want to gradually get the warmth into your clay, not straight away. Yeah, so I'll put them on top and then fire the kiln, and I'll probably take them off around about 1,000 degrees before it gets too hot, because that can cause cracks. Just to quicken up the drying. I don't do it with platters. I usually do it with mugs and other things that are kind of like standing tall platters, I feel like they could crack. So I don't want to take that risk. I know some people do it. We used to do it at uni. I used to do it at uni when I was drawing my plaster molds for slip casting. I know some people put them in their kiln. I think you can. I haven't done it. I know some people that do it to get them, you know, but you just have to obviously watch them because you don't want them exploding in your kiln, especially plaster, because that's not good to go in your kiln to high temperature. That can cause more problems. So I usually put them on top of the kiln, but you need to keep checking them because they can crack. I've had that when it's just reached a hot spot too quick in like a corner of one of my molds, and it just split right down the middle. I forgot about it and I left it on there overnight, so that was my fault. All right, let's get Baz on. So I've got a whole bunch of pyramids, just my small pyramids, and 4 platters. Get them fired off. I just unpacked the kiln from my latest glaze firing, and unfortunately it was a disappointing one on my work. Pyramids, yeah, they look beautiful, don't they? But the glaze run and they got all chipped on the edges. So I won't be able to sell them, unfortunately. Oh, they're so beautiful too. Like, they just got really badly stuck. Well, anyway, it must have ran a bit. So I'm going to have to remember next time when I put this glaze on to really kind of come down a bit more. Like, they just chipped, and I can't sell them. They're obviously just going to have to be gifts for people or display items in my new studio. Some of them aren't too bad. I could probably sand them down, but again, like this one here, like if I run my finger along there, I'll just cut my fingers up so bad. Probably can't see them. Let's see. It's probably the worst one out of them. Let's see if you can see the chips along the edges. Yeah, there. Bummer. And then some of the glaze didn't quite stick. Oh, but I'm glad it happened to my work and not someone else's. The ones with my matte white glaze are not too bad. Glaze didn't quite stick that well again in the middle. Might have to dunk them in for a little bit longer. These aren't too bad. These didn't get stuck. This one doesn't run. I don't think my Wonder White ran, but it must just a little bit. Oh, there's so many chips in it. It's really disappointing. Hey, weeks of making these and then I can't even use them. It's really disappointing. Yep. And this one warped a bit. Out of that whole lot, there's probably maybe only two good ones, and that's one of them. Nothing wrong with that one. Glaze stuck really well. No chips. That's my best one. Anyway, move on. But some of the platters turned out really well from my workshop. It's disappointing, but I'm glad that other people's work turned out well. So that's another like. So I've got 2 of these. 2 ladies made, 2 friends that came along to one of my public workshops. They made these little platters with the wave again, which are very popular at the moment. Someone here wanted to make, like, I think that's meant to be an ashtray and your dips and chips. There you go. And yeah, a couple other little bits and pieces, but mainly my pyramids. So Today I have a workshop, a public workshop in at Newcastle, and then tomorrow I have a 10th birthday party. So I'm going to roll out all the clay for that and get that sorted. So I don't have to think about it. It's not too cold in the studio. Let's get that done, and I'll see how much more time I have left to do some more. We'll have to make some more pyramids, unfortunately. I also had a 10th birthday party yesterday for a little girl, and all they made was these little fuzzy handmade mugs. How cute. They could put a handle on it or two. Super cute. And then I've got some handles I need to attach from my Saturday workshop. I have a bisque going on at the moment. I'm catching up on my work. I've still got one more bisque so I can fit in all my Christmas stuff, and then I should be all caught up, which is a nice feeling. Then I've got to start planning some Christmas workshops. As you can see, I am in my future studio. My husband's been busy the last couple of days, mainly on the weekend, that he only has time, that he's plied and insulated all my walls. When I say all, I mean just this section that you can see. Still got a couple of other little sections. We haven't done much work in here, probably about 6 months. It kind of like came to a stop till we can kind of figure out what the next step is. And also materials just are a bit costly. So this was kind of the next thing on our list. The next expensive part is getting plumbing into my bathroom. So this will really help in winter and summertime, having the insulation, and we had to apply it because of it had to be more structural, so we couldn't have chip rock on it. All these rules and regulations you've got to, do to make sure that you're going by the book. So he's done it from floor to ceiling, and I'm going to do a nice trimming around the door, and I'm thinking painting it, but I don't know what colour yet. Yeah, I do not know. I've got a couple of colours in mind, or should I just go plain old boring white? But it'd be good. So when you come in these doors, so you come down the stairs, bifold doors open, you come in, and this will obviously, behind you is the feature wall, and then obviously I can't keep it ply because it sticks out. Colour would be nice. And then I could probably have some nice shelving to put maybe some plants hanging down, or even put some mugs that I've made, some work that I've made on display. Yeah, something on the walls, I reckon. Maybe a nice saying. Yeah, don't know, all these ideas. But I'll show you, kind of give you an idea what he's done. So floor to ceiling. We will do the roof eventually, but not for a while because again, it gets a bit costly. And then he's just done that as well. And so we've still got that section to do. So we've got to take off all the gyp rock because it's not structural. So we've got to take off that. So that'll be floor to ceiling there. That's through the gym, that door. And there's the big feature wall that my husband built this time last year, actually probably over a year ago. And then this is what he built this time last year, was my planter box. Still got to find some plants to put in there. And then this is our mezzanine. That's a bathroom through there, so that's where we're going to get all the plumbing. But I'm thinking this wall is going to be black, but with texture. I've got some ideas, I know. I've got a couple ideas. That has to be ply there all the way up. And then all this under here, obviously my ceiling. So this will be my demo area, and then there'll be all like a kitchenette, pretty much, all storage there. And then the kiln will be going over there, and we've got to apply that from floor to ceiling as well. Kiln over there, and then this wall will have probably all shelving as well for everyone to put their work on, whatever they make, so they can dry. And I don't have to touch them or move them or anything like that. They can naturally dry, and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So I'll just come down here to kind of just show you what we've done so far, and what's coming next, which will probably won't be till at the end of the year, which is the plumbing. Yeah, so the husband will keep working on them, doing the walls, and yep, one step at a time.